So, depending on when this video comes out, about a week ago, give or take, I got a few silly comments on a video I had just put out. That's not strange, I often do, but then they just kept coming, en masse, and I'm like, what do? Turns out, the subject of the video, one Senor J. Dyer, did the big sad about my response and decided to share it with his followers, so that they would know to avoid the video and definitely not come to my channel and say very, very, very silly things. But I'm sorry to tell you, Jay, your plan backfired, and bloody loads of them turned up to say the big dumb at me. I know, who could have seen that coming? Oh well, thankfully, it was absolutely friggin' hilarious and I had a cracking good time just seeing all the silliness and responding to a little bit of it, but once it got to about 50 plus dumbass comments, assume a lot more by the time this video actually comes out, I thought I should share with you all these top tier brainer boys and their fantastic critique of my channel, my content, my arguments and myself. They really do not know who they are messing with. That's not to say that I'm so smart or I'm a big tough guy. That's because I don't take anything or anyone seriously. And the more seriously you take yourself, the funnier it is. It's going to be quite a ride. Also, just a quick note, I only went through and took every critical comment I saw. It's possible that I missed some. YouTube does like to hide them from me. And that a few non-J related ones got swept up into this absolute shit show. In which case, maybe don't come to my channel and say dumb things. That's my job. Now to start, I thought I would group together a number of comments under a theme. That theme being, Debate him, bruh! Debate J. Dyer. Easy to make a video without someone correcting you. Don't be scared, homie. You should debate J. Dyer. Sissik, will you accept J. Dyer's offer to debate? Debate! Please debate J. Debate J. Debate J. Dyer then. This kid would never debate J. Dyer. You should talk to Jay about this, if you really feel the urge to debunk his ideas. Just call him out for a debate. This content clipping every word and gibbership is taught to us. You are cordially invited to come to the Orthodox Christian Discord server where you can speak with J. Dyer and other Orthodox apologists in person and in a public manner. I'm not surprised that you immediately ducked out of a debate. This is obviously because you would humiliate yourself. Woof, where to start? I mean, for one, of course I would humiliate myself. That's like 90% of my content. And in the video in question, it literally says this. I hate what the internet thinks debates are, which mostly consists of disagreeing with someone, shouting, "Debate me, bruh!" and then when inevitably ignored, claim their victory because the only reason anyone wouldn't want to debate them is because they have such a big smart brain, and not because they are the most insufferably irritating and uninteresting person on the planet. So I can only assume most of you didn't even watch the video you are commenting on. Including Jay. Lol. Very big brain smart boy move right there. Only losers and intellectually honest people watch the thing they're critiquing. Anyway, there was a few of those who did actually watch this and said things like, "No wonder you give yourself an out by saying you dislike debate. You wouldn't be able to defend your worldview at all if this is how you think. So you won't debate him because you think he's annoying? That's like saying I'm not going to start my car anymore because it makes a loud, sexy noise. Makes no sense, bro. Just debate him, for fuck's sake. You look like such a pussy. No. While it's clear y'all are the alpha big brain smart boys of the pack who can actually watch a video without falling to the ground screaming because you heard too many words strung together. First off, you got to understand that this was not a preempt to Jay calling me out to debate. I literally didn't expect that. It's a fucking meme at this point. I was just stating an opinion on that mindset on the internet because he mentioned about debating in real life. But then you all, and the J-Man himself, still did it with absolutely no sense of irony or self-awareness. And that second one, like what? Forgetting that that's not what I said. How is a sexy sounding car and talking to someone you find annoying even remotely comparable? Surely it's more like not starting your car because it's making a weird loud banging noise and you're worried it might explode, which is completely reasonable. Also, still on the debate me point, we have Jay's offering $100 to debate any atheist. He's trolling you, bro. What good is that oversized head without a spine? And it obvious you're insecure, you wearing a polished propane tank on your head, and when you're not, you're a cartoon. So yeah, we take you seriously. Really? He's offering to pay people to debate. What is he, 5? I'm not suddenly going to do something I think is completely asinine just because there's a potential for a relatively paltry gain, especially considering the sheer amount of nonsense I would have to put up with to get it. Nah, mate. And again, I just wouldn't. This is like me challenging a teetotaler to a drinking contest. And then when they say they don't drink, declaring over and over what a wimp they are and how great I am. I would just sound like an asshole. Also, you are a drawing. Haven't heard that one before. Like that's actually an argument against what I'm saying and not just a statement of fact. You know, I get the you don't show your face shit all the time. Like these people genuinely believe a face somehow makes arguments more correct. How the hell would that even work? And surely, if that were true, the last thing you would want is for me to show it off. That's just counterintuitive. And figuratively, so yeah, we take you seriously. I know that's supposed to be an ironic statement where you actually mean, we don't take you seriously at all. But obviously, you kinda do. It's what makes this entire shit show so entertaining. Next, the slightly less common but still far too common, "You're not funny" comments. Was this supposed to be humorous? This is pathetic, not even remotely funny. Why are you trying so hard to be funny? Time given to the argument in question, 4 minutes. Time taken trying to be funny, 12 minutes. Time actually responding to the argument, 26 seconds. The rest of the time was them saying that they don't care about tag and then promoting other shit. Kind of hilariously ironic that people who purport to be philosophy boys have no concept of humour being subjective. Do I think I'm funny? No idea. Am I trying to be funny? Kinda, but it's more like I say things I think are funny, and I literally don't care if you lot find it funny or not. But what is hilarious is that you are all so mad. Even if I tried, I could never write anything funnier than your comments. And that you feel the need to have a go at what is ostensibly a comedy-focused channel for focusing on comedy. Smart take, guys. Right now, done with the practically the same comments. They're out of the way. Let's get to the slightly more varied critiques. First up, your voice is high-pitched. Lift weights. Okay. It's like, not. I mean, I'm sure when I'm performing, I increase the pitch along with the time to make my voice more dynamic, but that's just how performance works. My normal speaking voice is pretty bassy, certainly not high-pitched, unless you're one of those dumbasses that listens at plus 25% speed and then gets annoyed at people for sounding weird, or that the joke's timings are off. Like that's anyone's fault but your own. Also, lifting weights has very little to do with someone's voice frequency. Maybe do a bit of science before trying to insult someone ineffectually. The type of shit stated here is just borderline cringe that Jay refuted like literally hundreds to probably thousands of times in debates and videos. Saying it just is gibberish, non-argument, and in a debate is called ad hoc rescue. This is, of course, the first of many that say I am wrong, but fail to explain in a coherent way how. I don't care if Jay has refuted this shit over and over. He explained his ideas poorly in the video I covered, and it's obvious on the face of it why it is incoherent. Also, where did I say it just is? You quote me, but for the life of me I can't find where I said that. Your first point was just a childish hack. The rest was cherry-picked bullshit. Cringe. Cringe again. Loving the diverse vocabulary your lot have. My first point, yeah, it is very strange that as many of my watchers pointed out, Jay appears to be sitting in a hole. But look, see, there's a reason that I critique petty crap like that. Because if you can't do something as simple as frame a shot properly, it makes me question your ability to do almost anything else. And secondly, cherry-picked. Cherry-picked. I literally used 95% in-context footage from his video like I do with all my videos almost to a fault. And the only thing that I ever skip is usually just prattle. Because I've run out of things to make fun of in that prattle. Trust me, if I do that, it benefits everyone, including the subject. But nothing is cherry-picked. So if it sounded dumb, that ain't on me. Everyone you idolise and roleplay as in history feared God? Unfunny cringe, low testosterone coward, atheist, basically another armoured skeptic. I thought logic rip-offs would die off, but damn, it's a literal stereotype. Ooh, 2-for-1 offer right there. Now that's value. For the first one, I don't idolise anyone. People are humans, and humans are literally the worst things ever. The second one, well, I'm going to ignore the rest because I just can't get over being called a quote-unquote atheist. Not just atheist, but with them their air quotes all around them as if to say, I'm not really an atheist. I'm what, just pretending? We don't exist? I just can't figure out anything that could mean that isn't just completely idiotic. Also, I'm not convinced you know what a stereotype is. Jay is great! Sure, why not? He seems like a fine, upstanding, well, whole-standing individual. His opinions about reality, on the other hand. I mean, he thinks that atheists think I'm clever. Lol. What if someone proved the Bible is authentic with incontrovertible mathematical evidence? Ivan Panin, a Russian-American Harvard math genius, did just that. It has also been proven archaeologically, historically, and linguistically. Try compelling evidence for the authenticity of the Bible. So this is one of them ones that I wasn't sure if it was from JJ's crew or just, solo silly. But yeah, no. The authenticity of the Bible is far from incontrovertible. And your little amazing studies of the Bible that prove its absolute factual inerrancy, well, it's kind of weird that I found them all painfully lacking. But it's probably just because I am the big dumb for finding flaws in their arguments, like the arsehole that I am. People are still doing atheist snark in 21, Lamau. Yes. Are you trying to make a point, or are you literally saying facts out loud in order to hear yourself speak, so to say? What? The sky is blue in current year? Lamau? That's how silly you sound. And if you are just confused as to why, it's because people like it? You know that people like things you don't, yeah? Or is that a new concept for you? Maybe you might want to spend a little bit more time outside of your echo chamber, yeah? I think Cirsic is intelligent, just that ad hominem attacks are the lowest form of disagreement. No actual arguments here. Good job, bro. Way to actually defend nothing. Aw, thanks, buddy. I mean, you're wrong, I'm a fucking moron, but 'tis nice of you to say. It's a shame it's followed up by something else not true. I absolutely make arguments. That doesn't mean they're good, but if you couldn't tell when others could, I feel like that's not a me problem. And I'm using ad hom for comedy purposes, not as an actual point of contention. I don't say you are silly, therefore you are wrong. I say you are wrong, therefore you are a silly. Two very different positions. Australian accents are repulsive. Again, don't know if that's Jay Bizzle's Boyzle's comment, but based on previous quality content, I would not be surprizzled. And if a serious comment, I can't even begin to figure out exactly what you are smoking to think that anyone in this interaction sounds Australian. Struthin' crikey drongo ripper dunny shrimp on the Barbie drop bear. There is no meaning, so life has no meaning. If life has no meaning, what you do has no meaning. If what you do has no meaning, what you're saying has no meaning. Lasai, I know you think that's a gotcha, but it ain't. That's just an accurate evaluation of the implication of there being no necessary meaning to the unibob. What I say has no meaning. What you say has no meaning. Everything is ultimately meaningless in the grand scheme of things. I assume the argument on your end would be, this idea makes me sad, therefore it's wrong. And that's not how it works. But just because when all is said and done and perfect entropy takes hold, doesn't mean that what we do right here, right now can't at least be a bit of fun. Personally, I'm having a wonderful time. This is a new low for atheists. I didn't put a voice on for that one because this could well be my favourite. Sir Sick, a new low for atheists. Honestly, I've never before been presented as such a pioneer. I think I'm going to keep that, put it in my channel description or something. Thank you so much for your continued support. I remember when I was an atheist, I engaged with these things way better. This just village atheist stuff. Dude, why even interact with it when it's not in your lane? Wow, holy shit, that is off the charts on the arrogance scale, eh? And when you used to be an atheist. Now, I could be wrong, but it sounds to me like we got one of them, I used to be an atheist, but then I stopped being mad at God types. I mean, it would explain how you were able to engage with these ideas way better, because you, bought them. But the thing is, buddy, I don't buy them. I think that they're horseshit, and I can see how they are. Maybe don't go around talking down to people when you might be out of your lane. Yes, I am a hypocrite, thank you very much. I'm not the biggest fan of Dyer. But is this meant to be a serious critique of Tag? You didn't even understand what he said at all. I don't think you're in the right IQ range to be doing debunk videos on philosophy or theology, TBH. Stick to cat videos and potty jokes. Oh look, another person telling me I didn't understand the argument and yet for some reason can't explain how or why. I mean, for crying out loud, I did a bit with a, here's my basic understanding of the argument as presented. And yet not a single one of you pointed out that it was in any way, shape or form wrong. So I have to assume it wasn't and go on to discuss that understanding. Are people actually still atheist? The position contradicts every category of reality that one can think of. I get that some people just want to be atheist, but it's a very anti-intellectual position. How are you so isolated from reality that you don't know that there are still atheists? In fact, there are more of us than ever. It's not just a phase, Mum. And are people actually still theist? The position contradicts every category of reality that one can think of. I get that some people just want to be theist, but it's a very anti-intellectual position. What an absolute nothing of a critique/argument. All I had to change was one letter of two of the same word to throw it right back in your face. Brilliant. This is gay. I agree, this whole thing has been a laugh riot. I can't think of any other reason you would say that, so let's move on. Stupid? Says who? The guy who believes trees, humans and all the animals came from a rock? And also, evolution. Talk about something unprovable. Ew, we've got creationists strawmanning science in the mix. I mean, I'm not that surprised. The low-tier word comprehension is bound to come with some low-tier science comprehension too, isn't it? Do I even need to explain how they're wrong? Nah, I'm not putting in any more effort than they did. But maybe actually read a science textbook instead of using it as a coaster for your cheap beer. Can tell you're an amateur when you reply to each and every one of your comments. Jay would mop the floor with you. No literary, mop the floor with you. I've never been a mop. I don't think that's one of my kinks. But this is just baffling. I respond to a lot of my comments. I mean, it's certainly not all of them. But just because I talk to people who watch my content, that somehow makes me an amateur. That's just a complete non sequitur for one, and two, who cares that I spend about the first hour of my video talking to people? Just can't even with you lot. And finally, I stopped when I got to something that's actually an argument against something I said. It only took 40 or 50 of them. Tag isn't God of the gaps. The latter deals with normative claims which posit God as a plausible cause in lieu of the narrow boundaries of empirical inquiry. I.e., this seemingly miraculous thing happened for which there's no current scientific explanation, therefore God must be the source. Tag is about establishing God as the necessary precondition of coherent experience, which is a foundational, paradigmatic state of affairs without whom existence would be inescapably absurd. God exists because of the impossibility of country, basically. Well, first, welcome Deepak Chopra. I didn't know you hung out around these parts, but your word salad is still as fresh as ever. And second, why did you say the same thing twice? Because if existence is inescapably absurd without God, does that not sound, I don't know, seemingly miraculous? And God is merely an explanation, so why can't there be another explanation that's just as not absurd? And oh look, it sounds exactly like God of the Gaps with extra sophistry. Nah mate, I'm good thanks. Anyway, yeah, that was quite something. I'm sure I missed some good ones, but there was just such a wave of nonsense I tried to go broad strokes without covering the same point too many times. Because otherwise, we would be here all day. But ultimately, my point is this. Jay, mate, bro, my dude. I don't take me too seriously. You shouldn't either. Like, you really didn't need to get so clearly worked up that you went to multiple places to inform me of your displeasure and then accidentally send all your little mates over to entertain me. The entertaining bit was definitely an accident for sure. And the best way to take me less seriously is to take yourself less seriously. This debate me shit, as your fans have said so many goddamn times that the words almost lost all meaning. But it's pretty cringe, bro.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstar Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the